Let's make bean brownies. First step, turn the oven on to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Second step, melt 1 stick of butter. Next, we're gonna drain 2 cans of beans. My butter's ready. Next, our dry ingredients into a mixing bowl. I've got half a cup of Dutch processed cocoa powder, and then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 full teaspoon of baking powder. Now mix those up and set them aside, because we're gonna need the blender for the next part. All right, so into the blender carafe with our beans and our melted butter. And then we're gonna add 4 eggs to this as well. Okay, we've got our eggs added. I'm also gonna add a whole tablespoon of vanilla extract. And now we're gonna blend this until it's smooth. And I also added a whole cup of firmly packed brown sugar. And now we're going to blend this for probably about a minute until it's smooth. So after a minute, this is what we've got. I think I'm gonna blend it for another minute and try to get some of those bits of the bean skin a little bit smaller. All right, now we're gonna add that to our dry ingredients and mix it up. Now, when it comes to the chocolate chips, you can add milk chocolate chips, semi-sweet chocolate chips, or bittersweet, whatever you want, and you can add as many as you want. Now I've got a 9x9 baking dish that I have sprayed with nonstick baking spray, and I'm going to add our batter. Now take it and tap it on the counter like that a few times to let some air bubbles out. That's going to go in the oven at 350 degrees. Remember, you turned that on beforehand. And it'll bake for about 35 minutes. While those bake, we can have a little chat about depression. Don't scroll away, I promise it's not going to be that long. If you've seen any of my other videos, you probably know that I struggle with treatment-resistant depression. And lately, I've been going through medication adjustments, which have been incredibly difficult. Physically, emotionally, mentally. In every way, it has been a grueling process. And I think anybody who deals with mental health problems will tell you that medication adjustments and trying to find the right balance can be really, really difficult. Sometimes you get a lot worse before you get a lot better. Sometimes you get a lot better and then end up getting worse. It's so difficult to know because with mental health, there's not a lot of factors that can be easily measured and calculated like so many other illnesses. And so baking and cooking are a couple of those things that help me get out of my head on some of my hard days and sort of sort out my thoughts when I'm in a really negative spiral. And hopefully seeing my videos will help other people to not feel alone, to know that most days I do not feel functional. I sleep all day and feel like I can barely take care of myself. I can barely get myself out of bed and brush my teeth and shower and get myself food. But on some days, I really, really push myself to go cook a good meal or go bake a nice sweet treat. And it helps. It helps, even just a little bit, even if just for that one day. It does help. And I hope that that's something that people can take away from seeing these videos. So I guess all there's left to do now is to wait for these brownies to be done so that we can try one. Here they are. You can see they're really fudgy and they're a little bit delicate. You have to let them cool overnight so that they're completely cool and that they're solidified, but they're absolutely delicious.